Network 10 is one of the three commercial free-to-air broadcasters across Australia. Love it or loathe it, they were the pioneer of reality television with Big Brother back in 2001. They made home cooking an essential must-watch with MasterChef in the mid-2000s, and then revolutionised sport broadcasting in the way in which they top and tailed the AFL production with shows like Before the Game, and then made Big Bash the success that it was after lagging on pay TV for the best part of 3 or 4 years before it moved across to Network 10. So they're pioneers in many ways.
The decline in advertising revenue across the industry, increasing operational costs, meant that the business, once highly profitable, was loss-making. In 2016, it went to produce a restructuring plan. That plan had commenced implementation, which included renegotiating US studio content deals. Unfortunately, those negotiations fell through, and the shareholder guarantors that effectively provided funding for the group withdrew support. So Network 10's inability to access funding meant that the directors had no option but to place the company into voluntary administration.
Look, I think for a start, the challenges were obviously, it was a shock to the organisation. If I'm honest, the words quarter mentha probably, send shivers down the spine of corporates. But, that's actually far from the truth. What they provided initially was certainty for employees, so I think the staff were naturally unsettled. And what Quarter Mentha did very early on in the piece settled everyone down so that there was a process in place. There was certainty that the business was going to continue, and they had, a real expertise in how they would go about their work.
We knew that this administration would attract a lot of attention, and we wanted to ensure that employees had one point of truth. So we agreed with the executive team on the first morning that we would guarantee employee jobs. We would set up an opportunity for them to ask questions on a daily basis, and we would answer them. This framework was established to allow them to focus on producing high quality content for Channel 10's viewers, whilst we undertook the process of restructuring Channel 10's balance sheet.
The administration process had a number of elements, but primarily the key focus of ours was to stabilise operations to ensure that Network 10 remained on air. There's a real mismatch between income and the outflows of the business. So what we did is we went and negotiated with all the key suppliers to try and align the receipts with the payments, and then defer some of those payments out to ensure that they could be met.
In preparing a business through a restructuring for sale, you're trying to balance short-term cash flow restraints with long-term value proposition, which makes the business attractive for a new purchaser. The challenge in TV broadcasting is content deals are typically medium to long term. So you can't afford to lose MasterChef, but alongside that, you can't commit a potential new purchaser to a 5-year contract. The situation was replicated on in excess of 20 occasions. Simultaneously with running the business, we also undertook a sale and recapitalisation process of Network 10. There was a number of interested parties. That process took 3 to 4 months. Following an intensive negotiation period, CBS Studios were the successful party, and in November 2017 became the new owners of Channel 10. As a result of the sale, all jobs were retained. Network 10 continues to go from strength to strength with the support of the world's largest network in CBS.
We had obviously been through a period of great uncertainty, and what Quarter Mentha did through that process was obviously guide us, through what is a very difficult time for any corporate. I think they have a depth of experience in dealing with businesses that were going through the same types of circumstances that we were. So whether that was through personnel, whether that was through best practice, through dealing with similar situations, what it enabled us was to come out the other side of this process far better equipped to deal with the future that lay ahead of us.